My name is Abel Salas and I am 18 years old.
My name is Michael Bernard Golden. I'm 18 years old.
I attended University City High School.
I went to San Diego High School of Business.
And I lived in Logan for a little bit, and then I lived in Paradise Hills, which is where my family currently lives still.
For a long time, it was a world we knew. Like, I say we was pros at being homeless because that's all we knew, is how we grew up. And we thought things would get better. As soon as it start going up, just crash and rock land back down. So we figured that this is all we knew, and until we do something, it's all we ever gonna know.
Mainly it was personal experiences with cousins and friends that lived in my neighborhood, because most of my cousins are older than me. So I would see their examples, and most of them dropped out of high school or joined a gang, and the ones that didn't start a family at an early age. And basically I would just see how they would just stay home, like do nothing all day. And those that dropped out of school, they didn't have jobs to help support their family.
Growing up, I didn't really have any role models. I look around and just see people slanging dope or doing all these illegal activities, and I knew from day one I wasn't with the illegal activities that they was doing. I've seen a lot of rough things. It's not for me. And
growing up, I didn't really have that many role models. The main person I looked up to was my father, because he always sacrificed himself for my family just to have food on the table. He would work 15, 16 hours a day and 6 days a week, sometimes even 7.
My father's actually serving life in prison for, a crime that he committed. And also, my grandfather was actually killed in prison, and my great-grandfather was in and out of prison until he was stabbed in the heart. So I come down from a long line of fathers and sons who want to be different from their fathers, end up just like them but doing something worse and inside of prison. I was like, it stopped at my father. I will not follow in those footsteps. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be the difference.
And he would always go into work ranging from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And it was like that every day. And I just saw how he was determined to bring our family like moving forward so we can succeed. And because of that, it motivated me to do good in my academics. Because if I failed, then I was basically failing all his hard work.
But I did have my mother, who taught me definition of perseverance, and her perseverance rubbed off on me. It gave me perseverance, and she was my role model, my mother, my father, my family. She was really all that there was for me, and I wanted to be all there is for somebody else, who doesn't have anybody to look up to. I'm gonna say, you can look up to me, and I'll try to help show you the way, because there's something else besides the heart, the streets. There's something else besides. It's a better life, and I'm gonna try to find it. And looking at me, you could try to find it as well.
My main motivation for this would be my family health issues. My father, since he works 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, he gets very little sleep. And because of this, from previous years, he's been working like this for over a decade. His brain is really tired, he's starting to get psychological problems, and it's hard for him to be the backbone of the family. So it's going to be my responsibility in a couple of years to keep my family stable with a good paying job, so I can help pay my family financially, and I can have my own home as well. And also because my brother, he has a heart problem, and just seeing him just suffer more mentally, because he lacks inspiration at times, it kind of pushes me to come out and show him that it is possible from someone in our neighborhood to go to college and graduate. And so hopefully by getting my degree, he can follow in my footsteps and go to college as well.
I hated traveling the nation from city to city, to be honest. Some people say, oh, it's a good experience. You learn different cultures and how different people grow up and stuff, but I honestly hated it, because you go from one city to one city. Homelessness in one city is different from homelessness in the other city. One might be better stuff to help you in one city, and the next city everything is just worse, and people look at you in different places. Like, the more you travel, the more people tilt their nose up at you and look down on you, and it's a lot of attitudes. And one thing I noticed, that when they find out how much you travel and you being homeless in different places, they get this certain, oh, I'm better than you type of feeling, and go back to California or go back to Virginia, because nothing's going to happen for you out here. It's just horrible. And just the whole traveling process, knowing that once you reach your destination, you have nowhere to go. So I just hated it.
Well, my mother, she has always been there for my family. She's always basically the positive one in the family, supporting us. And I remember a couple of years ago when she had asthma problems, like really severe asthma problems, and we would take her to TJ a couple of times just to see the doctor. And after that experience, I realized how much I should appreciate my mother. And now, like, I show more love towards her, and I show her that we actually appreciate everything she does for us. She shaped me into who I am socially. She taught me how to be positive with everyone around me, just like try to help everyone, because that's what she does with my family.
First time I heard college, I have to say I was in high school. I really understood the concept of college was had to be in high school, and not really my freshman year, maybe sophomore year. I always knew what college, in a sense, was higher education. You know, I always knew I wanted higher education, and somehow I always knew I was going to get a higher education. But just growing up how I grew up, most of us homeless kids don't graduate high school, and you know, everybody around me didn't graduate high school either. Some of them got GEDs, but most of them didn't. And college wasn't really discussed. It was for rich kids, you know, who go to fancy high schools. It wasn't for us, you know. We was kind of shifted towards the military. Like, the military was our savior. Go to the military, you'll get all this, you'll get that, you'll get college. All right, it's a nice dream.
Sophomore year, I met someone else who actually took me to the program in Solana Beach. And that's when I met Christopher Yanoff. And just by attending that one day, I realized how much of a benefit this program will be to me. And ever since then, I started attending the program weekly. And then I realized there was another location in City, well, not City Heights at the time. It was Golden Hills. And I started going there every Tuesday. And now, like, I come here every week. When I joined RC, that's when I realized that there's more of a purpose to it. And that's when I started focusing more, taking more AP classes so that I can actually go to college. Like, I can be in the top pool to go to college.
I heard about the Reality Changers program. Well, I was working the San Diego Workforce Partnership, and I met a lady named Regine Malvo, and she knew Chris, and she said, "Oh, I have to introduce you guys. You're a lot alike. You guys can really help each other out, and he can help you get to college." And at the time, as much as I wanted to go to college, I didn't see how I would get there. So she introduced me to Chris, had us meet up, and from since then I came down to his office. We met, we talked, we laughed, you know, got good vibes from each other, and next thing you know, I was in the program, and from there, as they say, the rest is history.
He was able to have an even greater vision into his future, which will be on the campus of UCLA. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Golden.
The Bruin dynasty. What can I say? I'm a Bruin. I bleed blue and gold. Do the maybe it was at 8. I don't know. The 8 clap. You know, it feels great. You know, and to know that we're one of the top schools in the United States, in the world. And
he also was able to go to his dream school where he's going to become a mechanical engineer. They're ranked 7th in the nation, and we built up the first true crosstown Reality Changers rivalry. He'll be going to the University of Southern California, USC, Abel Salas.
Children family is a huge thing in Southern California. I remember, like, everywhere I go, I just see Trojans everywhere. Like, if I have a shirt on, like a wristband or something, they're like, "Hey, fight on," because that's like our phrase. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, fight on." I'm all happy, this and that. I'm like, "Yeah, they know I go to USC now." And just seeing people like just looking at me, it's like, "Oh wow, he goes to USC." That keeps me going as well, because then I realize, oh, I just made a difference in someone's life just by seeing, because they know that someone from San Diego in that neighborhood goes to USC.
So remember to shoot for the stars, never settle. Search out programs like search for Reality Changers to help you get to where you need to be. Like great establishments like UCLA, like myself.
I would have to say to just stay focused on everything. Don't give up. There's gonna be times where you're gonna feel like life can't get any worse, but just remember that you're blessed to be in Reality Changers. Reality Changers have really shaped my life, and I know it's gonna change your life forever. And without RC, you won't be able to make it and accomplish your goals. I know I wouldn't be at USC without RC. So just remember that you have this family as support. If you ever feel like you're at the bottom of life, like I always say, life is like a swing. Like it feels awesome when you're at the top, but it's always gonna drop down to the bottom of the swing, because whatever goes up must come down. But it's up to you to get back on your feet and keep striving forward.
Success is what I'm aiming for. Whether I have to shoot through every obstacle in my way, I will shoot through it. Me and my sister. But then we got to this one point where it's like, man, like we're doing all of this and ain't nothing changed. Then my sister got into college, and I was like, all right, one of us made it. Now it's my turn. It's my turn getting to college, and then I got accepted into college, and it was just crazy. You was like, whoa, wow, all your hard work is paying off, you know. And it just made everything, every struggle, everything just worth at the end when you're like, wow, I'm going somewhere.
I just want you guys to take this and be that leader in your community. Set the example for everyone else, accept responsibility, and instead of making up excuses, just try to convince everyone to take advantage of your education, because it's a privilege. You need an education to succeed these days in the future, so take advantage of it. On this note, I want to leave you with a quote that I have lived by for many years. Jackie Robinson once said, "Life is not important except for the impact that it has on others' lives." Thank you.
Instead of jumping back to school, committing crimes, or failing in life, I'm using the homelessness of my past as a primary reason for the success of my future. And while it may be true I was born African and extreme bondage with homelessness as my oppressor, I am determined to march to college this fall as a free man.